All right, my friends, how are you today? Happy Saturday to you. Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for Saturday, the 2nd of October, 2021. If you're following along yesterday, we were talking about Plato's The Allegory of the Cave, or Allegory of the Cave. I couldn't remember what the story was that was coming to mind while we were talking about the astrology, and that's what it was. And it's funny because the more I've been meditating on this grand air trine that we have going on that's now connecting with the sun and the sign of Libra, Saturn and Aquarius in the North Node, of course, globally seeking new information, looking at alternatives, different ways of viewing the world, different ways of, and of course, South Node in Sagittarius, letting go of these old philosophies, letting go of things that no longer serve the future of the era, the age that we're in, this age of Aquarius. So one of the things that's poking out here is the moon's going to be in Leo all day. Sun, of course, is going to be in Libra all day. And the moon creating an opposition here to Jupiter and this grand air trine. We'll come back to the chart and show you for a moment here. Is when we're talking about the allegory of the cave, one of the things that we didn't talk about entirely yesterday, or I'd like to go deeper on, is taking an authoritarian role, the authoritarian archetype, in the situation if we are the person in the cave. The person in the cave, if you didn't watch yesterday, we're talking about the person in the cave isolated. They see the shadows on the wall of the fire, and this is their world. This is where they get information. I'm definitely leaving a lot of details out. And then there's an outsider, and it's like the person in the cave, basically, kind of leaving some of the story out. But in astrology, what we're talking about here is we're sitting in our own cave, emotional cave, perhaps, as Venus, our planet of love, wants and desires, which kind of rules our emotions along with the moon, is in Scorpio. It's down under. We're deep. We're talking about yesterday as well. It's like penetrating the deepest well of ourselves. So we might be in our own cave, and within our own cave, we're making the decisions or observations, and we're piecing together what is happening in the outside world or energy outside of ourselves, and we're labeling and judging. And that's what Libra is all about. It's judgment. So it's like when we have such an air trine like this and something that's been going on for so long, it's like, what are we abstracting? Because this wasn't just one and done. This wasn't just an aspect that happened and is leaving us. It's like, no. This grand air trine, to me, is one of the staples of 2021, especially considering the North Node in Gemini, the South Node in Sagittarius. Again, entering this new age of Aquarius. We have to prepare ourselves and equip ourselves. We have to free our minds of the old in order to embrace the new. And to do that, when we're coming along with somebody else that is from the outside of the cave, from the outside world, a different outside perspective, and we sit in here in our cave and we say that I've got it figured out. I know what you're at, or your emotions, your energy, and I've been able to gauge all of this empathically from inside my cave. Okay, because again, that isosceles triangle, this is it can be a very closed off structure. So then again, we're the judge, the juror, and the executioner. That's the authoritarian role. We don't need to hear an opinion of somebody else. We just, this is it. I've made up my mind, and this is how it goes, and now this is the result. And the moon, in the sign of Leo, opposing Jupiter. This isn't just about you and your emotions. This isn't just about your creative freedom, your self-expression. There's a whole lot of other people here. And we have to, find out what's going on. It's one of the beauties. It's like, ask questions, ask and you shall receive. It's a great book. And that's where we're at. It's like we can't determine everything from inside our own cave. We have to force ourselves, in a sense, to get out of our cave, to get out of that. Again, we're tucking back into what we were talking about yesterday, but it's so apparent in the astrology right now that it's like it's the best part of the message, really, is this trine, this opposition. Because again, this is about the community. This is about the other people. And at the same time, 22 degrees connecting here with Mercury at 23 degrees, the sextile. So the moon's sextile. So this is saying like, yes, I have to step up. I have to ask the questions. I have to have the communication that's necessary. Even if I don't want to, even if there's a part of me that just wants to go play and ignore it, and there's something cool that really happens though, as we move on. There we go. 6 p.m. Now look at this, the moon making that connection here to Neptune. And Neptune's still making the septile to Uranus, which is about breakthroughs in reality. All right. We don't know how good things can get. We don't know what's around the bend. You really don't. You have no idea the technology that's coming in the next 5 years. You don't have a clue what that could bring to you. You have no idea how grateful or how much it can enhance your life. Something that can come out in 6 months, in 2 days. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. So there's all these good things. And there's this like power of like the mystery here as well, when we're fearless enough to show up and say yes and to go after our dreams. This is, this is that like, shoot for the stars, or shoot for the moon, you might hit a star. Is that it? But it's that kind of energy. It's like, go for your dreams, go for it. Say what you got to say, step up, start your thing, have the conversation, go after the whatever it is that you want. And again, it is like a must that we step outside of our own internal figurings outs. We're like these little mechanics that are, we're putting all the pieces together, and well, this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. It's like we're trying to solve an impossible puzzle because we don't have all the facts, and the facts, come from outside resources, and we're being forced to look at all those facts, and we're going to come more into that on Sunday when the moon moves into Virgo, putting those pieces together. So today, my friends, have a very happy Saturday, as always. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I love you, and I wish you enough on this beautiful day.